to Pilates Weekly at Body Defined. This video this week will be about the chair, the high chair specifically. David is here with us. He's going to be my demonstrator, going through the paces. I'm going to give cues that at times will be specific to his body, at times specific to the cues will be what is needed to get ideal function for people that are on the chair. I bring people to the chair when we need the lower back to sit more straight as in line like a post. People suffer when their spine curves get way too dramatic, right, as we know, and the chair does a beautiful job of bringing those curves way back into place, stacking that spine up so they sit beautifully. They have choices to sit very tall so that their head is sitting right on top of that spine, and it's less effort to do what they need to do. So within the chair, we're going to start with footwork. The footwork again mirrors what is done on the reformer. This is balanced body equipment, so you have 4 spring levels on each side, and what I'm choosing to use is 2 springs for the 3rd level up. And I have my people look in the mirror. I'm privileged to have mirrors in the studio. I'm so thankful. And then they have ownership of their work. Okay. We start with the handles at the very bottom notch, and have a seat and face the mirror. So when he sits in the chair, I'm looking at the framework of the chair, looking at him in the mirror. I'm always double checking. I do always walk around and put your feet onto the foot pedal. Yep, toes go well on. All the way, very nice. And now lean your whole body forward so that you are forward of your sits bones. And now glide your pelvis back so you're right against the board, all the way to the board. Good. Now sit tall here and seat that. And the way I have is upper body tall, that lower half, that pelvis is forward of those sits bones. Now we have a gap that is larger than really that we want between that lower back, but that's what we're going to be working on, muscling that those vertebrae right through that upper lumbar that are free of the ribs and free of the pelvis. And we can choose to muscle that vertebrae back, and it brings a very straight, beautiful spine, right? Another cue that I'm using, which is unusual, but it's so effective, is people lifting through their palate. So if I can have you lift through your palate, see if you can cause a change. Yep, all the way up. And if you could perceive that, he lifted up all the way up through the torso. It's very nice. Okay, hands on top of the, stack your hands. Now put a little pressure on those elbows and lift your heels high. Very nice. And press down and up. And so that's farther down than what I'd like, right there, and back up. So if it goes down too far, the customer always wants to tuck that pelvis. Let's not. We're going to stay forward of those sits bones. Yeah, good. And tall, beautiful, just like that. You can drop those shoulders down. The shoulders can drop and encapsulate the rib cage. And good job. Keep going. Down, up, 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and now go out to arches. Good work. And down, up. Yep. So 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and good. Move your feet up to heels. Good. And grow tall. You got your shoulders even very nicely. Yep, pull that palate up and press those elbows down and deepen those abs. Yep, yep, nope, pull it up, right straighten that spine. So David was on the chair yesterday, so he's ahead of me a little bit. I didn't have to cue that every time he lifts his legs that he pushes that lower back into the board. He already had that for me, for himself. And yep, 3 and 2 and 1 and up. Good. Draw back, put your toes on. Lift your heels high. Very nice. And press so take your thighs and make them parallel to the floor. Good. Hold that parallel and point flex through your toes. Yep, move them back if you like. Move your toes back a little bit, I think. So, yeah. And thighs parallel, point, flex. Yeah, point, flex. He's got a tough time, right? Isolating those thighs. It takes a little bit to like zone into the usage. Now he's starting to hone it. Yep, don't let your thighs bounce anymore. Woo! Yep, use those muscles. 4 more. Hold, don't let that thigh bounce. And 3, 2, 1. Good, and now bring your pedal up. So he had a little bit of difficulty with that. Fine. So what I do at times is put the stopper in and put the stopper all the way back in. Now ask him to put the toes farther back. Press down into that stopper. Good. Now he's going to hold that stopper press. Pedal is no longer going to move, and now lift and lower heels. Yep, and lower down. And lift, lower. Good. And I always ask my people to use their toes. And yep, 3 and 2 and 1 and lift. Good. And bring the pedal up. Good. And gently step off. Very nice. So there's not a whole lot of material out there as to how to run the chair, like what's the sequence of the chair, what's next. I kind of let the chair dictate to me what's next because I don't want my customers losing time and equipment changes and everything. So what we're going to do is go from here, we're going to going up front. We're just going to spin the chair around because again, I'm putting him in the mirror so he can own his own work. And the springs are good. So we move this pad off, we move the stopper out, and come around, stand here. And good, both feet go onto the pedal, and press the pedal down. Nice, and move your feet farther back so you're on your toes, and a little more narrow. Good, seating the feet up, because now they're gonna be in play already when he goes to the next move. Put your foot right up here, right against the wooden slat, and I call that midline, right up into that midline. It's a cue that I use because we use it in other work, midline, and put your knee into the board. The knee always stays into the board, and what you're doing is training the knee not to go past that toe, hands here up onto the bar. Good, and so the back and the upper body is as if you still have your body against that flat wood. Now lift your heel up. Nice. And go up. Work. And all the way down. Yep. And yep. Now take your body back a little bit. And palate. Good job. Woo, look how he cleaned with that form. Isn't that beautiful? And up and down. And up and down. Very nice, and up, good work, and lower down, switch to the other side. That's really knee into the board. So when we do this, we're working the largest muscles in the body. Lift your heel up, and yep, nice form, and up and down. And so people can get breathless quite quickly. You have to tell them it's okay. We're working the largest muscles in the body. Yep. Drop your shoulders, deepen those those abs. Now find your palate. Good job. Look at how that palate cue cleans up his form. It's really a fun cue. It's maybe a little unusual, but it's one I have found. And lower down, good job. And gently step off, gently release that pedal. Beautiful. Okay. So from here, there is so much to do on the chair. It's really super exciting. I love the chair, and my clients love the chair. So now we're going to take and drop. The swings will be simply 1 second from the bottom spring, just 1 spring. Good, and we're going into push-ups. So you're going to press that pedal down. Other hand will be, yep, push-up position, and legs go long. Good work. And lift this spot up. Just muscle that little spot up. Good. And bring your pedal up, down. Up, down. Good. And lift, lower, and 3, and 2, and 1, and press hold. Now he's so strong, press hold. I can ask him to do this. Float 1 leg up, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, replace, float the other leg up, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop down onto your knees and gently release the pedal. Good, and we'll do that again to the other side. And pressing that pedal down, very nice, beautiful, and chair sliding a little bit, so my job's to hold it and lift pedal up, down, pedal up, that's right. And the hip does want to swivel, and their job is to prevent that hip from swiveling. That's probably the biggest correction that needs to be found for most people. Good, and press down, hold, good work, deepen those abs. Good job. Now float 1 leg up. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace. And other one up. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace. Drop down onto your knees. Very nice. Bring the pedal up. Come up. Yeah. And that's the little segment of the chair I'm going to do today. There's so much more. I'm going to be building on what I present. Thank you very much.